Before I get started, let me give you some background information. I'm Jorg Snoeck, publisher and founder of Retail Detail, and passionate about the changes we are facing today and tomorrow. I'm also the writer of The Future of Shopping, a prize-winning book in Europe. This book was translated in English, French, and also Chinese. It has turned my world upside down. In 2019, the entire world was my home. Every month I was either giving lectures or going on tour with retail CEOs in a different part of the globe. But as you all know, 2020 was the year to turn everything around. For the past 50 years, we have not been forced to change our business model. The concept of the store we see today is completely unchanged. And that shows the positive side, the paradise side. Then we go to the second phase of the fairy tale, when there is something bad happening, because you lose money. The fundamentals changed completely right before our eyes. What went wrong in retail paradise? Let me talk a little bit about the moral I've learned from this fairy tale. The fear of missing out sapiens, that's the real change. Stores will not disappear, but will be given a different function. And 2021 will be a year of transition. And that's why I'm giving keynotes anywhere in the world, or depart on a retail tour. Yes, always on the move. That's why they give me my nickname, Captain of Retail. My purpose is to make retail smarter. Before the internet came along, we were lucky enough to have unique consumer concepts. It was a fairy tale, more people, more spending power, and all of them wanting exactly the same things. It was the holy trinity of the retail industry and the ingredients for the best years we have ever had. We have witnessed a digital hostage. We all failed. The one who controls the value chain now is the one who controls the relationship with the customer. This gives room to a new model. The winner takes it all. We now live in a hyper-connected, globalized world that leads to cutting the middleman. Platform economy, a world of niches, accelerating speed of change, a new customer journey. Access becomes the new ownership. This change goes hand in hand with some clear shifts in the customer's mindset, but also with a bunch of opportunities. I can write books about the future, but it's even better to build the future. That's why we decide to build a living lab to learn from the consumer. This year we will open the first living co-creation lab in the world, a real knowledge hub. Today's successes are no guarantee for the future. So, innovation must always be part of your business strategy. We called our lab the Retail Hub, and we will open it where the consumer is. The more companies step in, the more differentiation you will see. So, knowing the target audience is crucial. We want to learn from her or him and pass on knowledge starting from consumers and megatrends. The world population is changing. In Europe, you can see a more diverse and aging population. The welfare is growing. The poor-rich gap is getting bigger. Cities grow and rejuvenate. Fear and uncertainty are present because conflicts in the world. The trust in politics decreases. The shift of economic power to up-and-coming economies continues. Our climate is changing, and our planet cannot keep up with the demand for energy, food and water. The current generation is more than ever aware of these changes. The new and always connected consumer does not want compromise. He is a customer, a producer and a retailer at the same time, and he expects a radical change of our producing methods, distribution and consumption. Knowledge is growing at a faster rate than ever before, and technical breakthroughs follow each other at a lightning speed. Almost anything is possible digitally, Consumers want to know what they buy, where it comes from, and what the quality is, and they don't want to accept any compromises. They search for easy solutions, instant satisfaction, functionality, and a unique experience. We will never really know what the future looks like, but all these trends give direction to the choices we have to make right now. The new and always connected consumer is fast, and he decides where, when, and how he buys. In this fast-changing world, store chains need more support than ever. Retail Hub will bring retailers, suppliers, and manufacturers together to create the shopping experience of the future. Store chains are in the eye of the storm, but the changing world also creates opportunities for those retailers that can tap into the rhythm of the quickly evolving market. That's exactly the reason why we opened a unique knowledge center and an experience platform for the retail industry. Retail Hub is more than just a store of the future. We bring together retailers, partners, scale-ups, universities, cities, communities to work on the future together and to improve their competitiveness. Everyone involved in the retail industry will be able to call Retail Hub as their home. This interactive activity center will provide progressive retail professionals with an insight how they tackle their challenge with a series of lectures, newsletters, white papers and data. In our impressive 5,500 square meters experience center in Antwerp, visitors will get a full-blown sensory shopping experience of the future. Virtual reality, robots, intelligent refrigerators, body scanners, artificial intelligence, analytics, tools to map shopping behaviors, everything is present to take visitors one step closer to the future. Retail Hub turns that knowledge and those experiences into practical use cases. We are a publisher. In our cinema, we tell stories about the future of food, future of logistics, and future of payments, for example. We move on to our apartment and workplace of the future. Post-COVID, this is the new normal in action. People now have flexibility to work from anywhere, which means leaders are going to have to know how they lead from anywhere. We work, play, shop, exercise from the home, all reinforced by digital influences. We cook, eat, socialize, and shop all from home, spending less time on non-essentials and focusing on ourselves, family, and health. Digitalization plays a critical role. Daily routines are redefined and adapted as consumers stay home longer, reinforcing pre-coronavirus trends. We are still learning every day about the blend between home and our workspace. However, we know for sure that COVID provides us with a giant leap. This co-working environment is the ideal location for partners like Samsung or Deloitte, but also retailers and startups to exchange knowledge and experiences. This interactive environment offers factual solutions to retailers looking to meet the demands and the needs of today's shoppers. A smart retailer is a half a step ahead of the consumer. But beware, 10 steps ahead and you're out of business. So we go to the first floor. On the first floor, we're testing in a real environment so we can understand the real ways that can radically improve how real consumers shop for the things they need the most. It's a natural outcome of our commitment to innovation. Developing new business is always operating outside of your comfort zone. Customer needs and preferences change quickly. And that's why the best way to develop services is to try them lightly and fast in a genuine customer environment. Ideas that work can be scaled to the entire world, and concepts that don't work properly can be dropped. If we want to catch up, we have to hook up with the winners. For years, Chinese copied our models. Today, they are frontrunners. We need to embrace this tactic. But not only in China, for example. This pickup point of the future lies in Finland. Daily life is changed. Letter volumes are declined. The number of parcels ordered online keeps up growing. This forces postal services to reinvent themselves. At Foster, we will test the try before you buy model. As retail moves into digital space, We are offering the options to try products before buying them. This concept is easier to execute in areas such as fashion. The Box in Helsinki is a place that connects e-commerce and customers in a physical space. It's a test lab where future services and concepts can be developed and piloted cost-effectively. A crucial part of the job is meeting customers and gaining insights on customers' needs. In China, we have the Hey Shop. It's a concept of OMO, online mergers offline. It incorporates 4 formats and 2 tenses of business models, including retail, coffee bar, photo studio, divided into a day mode and a night mode. A more flexible display system means a new retail store model that can be updated at any time. The fitting room is the key to enhance the offline experience, and it's also the reason why Hey Shop succeeds. It's still a large-scale experience space with a photo studio, and it allows live streaming to support the new rules of commercial games today. Hey Shop is no longer just a 12-hour retail store, but a 24/7 hotspot where you can meet your friends. This is the ultimate online mergers offline model or new retail. Next, you walk through the smart living house. Some great examples of inspirations are IKEA Planning Studio or Perch. We take it a step further. We work from an open model in collaboration with 40 different brands. And of course, we are going to put a digital layer all over it. Then we arrive in the largest area, food. Food will be the driver for various concepts. Daily routines are redefined and adapted as consumers stay at home longer, reinforcing pre-coronavirus trends. The story with digitization has accelerated everywhere and changes our daily life. More and more food delivery is shifting online, where you can order with just a few taps in an app. No front house staff is required, no worrying of getting seats filled, and building ambience and fewer physical overheads. This blurring creates an earthquake. For example, the subscription model, as we know today, is shifting the principle of ownership. We see new models all over the world. Let's have a look. I'm showing you an example of Alibaba, who is clearly a frontrunner. New retail has 3 things. You can buy it, for example, food on site, you can eat it on site, and then later, using your app, you can get food delivered to your front door within 30 minutes. That's a mobile-first strategy done right, and it generates a lot of data. Also, combining Itza with Dark Kitchen is an interesting opportunity. And of course, we are going to test some of the things we saw in Italy, at Fico in Bologna. Mad, a cooperative supermarket in Copenhagen, inspires us to start a cooking academy to transform the consumers into ambassadors. Using food as our example, I believe these are the new mantras. Make it yourself, learn how to make it, both digitally and on site, or buy the finished dish. We make ambassadors out of our customers. We also want to educate early with healthy food. And we also run on-site courses, like re-education on reading labels. By giving startups the chance, we can increase the average speed. We test and try in our lab and learn from the customer. We need an industrial kitchen for our own events. This also gives us the opportunity to test with a ghost kitchen. I call it the rise of the grocerant. I think we have developed a unique open end-to-end digital ecosystem where food and beverage management is central and all suppliers can be plugged in. And we centralize, streamline and keep track of production to save valuable time. In the future of food, vertical farming will play a crucial role. Why? To feed the growing world population, we need more farming land. And that's not widely available anymore. We move on to our private dining room, which is a unique spot to have meetings. I took this idea from Farm One in the US. Next up is our fast bar. Of course, robotization is also a trend. Work is expensive in Europe, so we definitely have to work with operations excellence. We found this robot bar example in the Nordics. We also have our own fashion concept. Since everyone is a retailer now, you can see empowered consumer cycles in fashion. Consumers are taking control. They are empowered to curate their own product offerings and charge their peers directly. The consumer has, and is, his or her own media channel. They are the new shops. Our fashion lab markets are spaces to the best-selling brands, influencers or consumer shops. It optimizes offline availability, having all stores in the neighborhood. Act as a warehouse. Furthermore, also online-only brands can rent spaces in our curated storefront. This is a perfect storm. Because globalization, digitization put pressure on sales and lower margins, increasing inventory levels. This transition already started before COVID. More working capital is needed, which puts cash flow under pressure. Nothing new under the sun. This is in contradiction with the customer's underlying needs. It is very possible that the future of fashion may look more virtual, more sustainable and smarter. With figures such as Lil Miquela, Sugargram and other computer-generated models at the forefront. All of this, however, should be done in function of the one-on-one relationship you have with your customer. Does it have value is the main question. Almost everybody in the fashion industry uses a push model. We are going to try a pull model. Data feedback and AI will be key. In order to keep our spaces feeling fresh and exciting and introducing shoppers to the new and the next, we will have rotating selection of brands, products and experiences. Customers can use our body scanner or online avatars to try on the bespoke garments. This software provides a range of ready-to-wear garments for avatars. The dressed-up avatar can then be presented on social media platforms, games and virtual worlds, and can be adapted to their online presence too. For example, professional clothes for LinkedIn, casual for Instagram. Virtual fashion is becoming more and more successful. The blend between real and fake is a new gold. Lil Miquela was named one of the Times 25 most influential people on the internet in June 2018. The computer-generated model has now around 3 million followers on Instagram now. The future of social marketing has been questioned with the rise of the digital avatars such as Lil Miquela. Another notable example is the digital supermodel Sugargram. It is my dream to make a collection with Shuru or Lil Miquela. They are the Naomi Campbells and Claudia Schiffers of today. At the end of the route, we will create the ultra-convenience store with food for today. We have seen a steady trend towards more frequent out-of-home eating. This means increasingly fragmented volumes as the number of channels grows. The healthy food category will also outgrow all other food categories. In parallel, there will be an increased demand for individualization. Consumers are moving away from standard mass-produced products. In conclusion, everything must be more rapid, more flexible, more precise and more transparent. We provide also incognito launches. Brands go undercover, allow new products to receive unbiased reviews. Street-level activations help brands to connect with on-food commuters. Supermarkets become mini platforms. Fresh and healthy products get more and more space on the shop floor. Fresh becomes the driver. Over the coming decade, there will be significant growth in use of online channels. For example, in China, JD.com is going to open 1 million stores in 5 years. Yes, 1 million stores with Fresh as the main driver. We see the same trend in Europe. Now we're reaching the last part. The cyber race in which powerful nations and large platforms enter into open competition for our collective data as fuel to generating economic, medical and security supremacy across the globe. This cyber colonization is a real risk, and as it will undermine global stability. Retail, health, security, as everything blends, more and more biohacking comes closer and closer. We see the concentration of the power of 6 mega companies: Apple, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Alibaba, Tencent. What's funny is that all retailers and brands are sponsoring these competitors. They are paying with AdWords, apps, cloud services and virtual shops. All of your money you invest in technology goes to Silicon Valley or Shenzhen and is used again by these companies to buy startups, other innovations, giving them even more power. This leads to polarization. For example, the Chinese market is a minefield. Chinese authorities say they can now identify people just by their walking style and silhouette. This software can identify people from up 50 meters away and is 94% accurate. Chinese government is also collecting voice samples from Chinese citizens so they can identify people through their speech. The smartphone is an ideal tool for this. It goes further than shopping. This is total control of the Chinese state. This is brain hacking. That's the other side of the coin. You have a lot of benefits, but we have the risk, right? The nature of online is who owns the traffic intelligence. I think this is a modern way of communism. It's a way to control people's lives. This is also why they invest in Africa. They want to control the world. If they control their data, they have the power to control the life of two of the biggest continents in the world. And that's the difference between the other online American giants. They know who you are. Every consumer is having a unique sort of storefront. That happens already. And every minute the push changes. In other words, every minute they can push you to things that they believe you would like. In China, it's about biohacking. It covers almost every aspect of your life, from when you wake up until when you wake up again. They have all your data. And in Europe, we have the GDPR. That means that we cannot win against those mega powers. The Americans have more data than every single retailer. But these are just companies. If you compete to the Chinese platforms, you compete with the Chinese state. Okay, we go back to the store. We need to rediscover everything. All sorts of new business models and concepts pop up. The old retail model was simple. We come from a model where everything was based on putting popular products, average products on the store with a high degree of rotations. The competition was in a short radius around the store. We therefore need to have the largest assortment and the lowest price locally. A little good service was simply a plus. E-commerce put an end of the largest assortment with an endless virtual square meters, but the internet made it possible to offer much more than only products you can keep and sell in the store. The retailer can compete in assortment against the e-shop, and they attacked at the most popular products, and that killed our margins. So we have to bring the online inline. New retail ensures that online assortment is brought to the shop floor via, for example, digital kiosk, helped by a real person. New retail is also based to attract customers and help them to make the purchasing. That's what online merges online retail means. Online merge offline, hyper-personalized and convenience at any time of the day. Wherever you are, you see a product, you scan it, if you leave, and it arrives to your home. Retail is now at a crossroad. The future of retail is not a question about channels, but experiences. A new shopping experience without boundaries. The entire customer journey is redesigned. The main purpose of new retail is to bring customers a highly personalized, interactive and satisfying retail experience by utilizing the power of a new technologies and data science. So, how can stores, brands and businesses win again? Here's the good news. There is a future for stores and brands. We started realizing that digitization is not just the enemy. It became more and more our friend, because we started to understand what digitization means. And digitization has nothing to do with web shops. The world around us is digitized. We have to deal with that. But there is an opportunity to learn and use the machines to our benefit. Digitization and human interactions go hand in hand. We started realizing that digitalization is not the enemy. Digitalization means a strategy for an ecosystem of innovation. Everything that you can automate as a retailer must be automated if you want to remain competitive in the future. The importance of human interaction with technological innovation is crucial. There are a lot of challenges, but every continent is different. For example, the logistics challenge, or low labor cost in Asia, compared to Europe or the US. In China, for example, this is crowd-driven. If the data says they are peaks, they increase the price, and the inactive people also jump on the bike because there is money to be made. Shops become warehouses. For example, it takes 10 minutes to prepare an order in the stores in China, but 4 minutes is no exception. The aim is to always deliver within 30 minutes. The repetitive purchases can be fully automated from purchase data. so that the customer no longer has to go to the store. There is no difference between analog or digital. The customer wants a dialogue. Shopping is like Tinder. Prepare yourself online and then you go to the physical world. Moments of truth become moments of trust. This is the good news. People and shops are at the top of the barometer of trust. A shop should be more than just a place to buy products. It should solve problems, provide services, and also somewhere where you enjoy being. This is what the new ecosystem should deliver along all consumer touchpoints, whether online, mobile, or at the local store. The time saved by digitalization can be better spent assisting customers with trust value-added engagement. But the demand for professionals with AI and other digital skills will increase. These are other skills than the people have on the work floor today. Interpersonal skills must be at the forefront of any successful company. We need to build human-centric ecosystems. So the shop manager will gradually become a local community and customer manager. The digital age unleashes possibilities for a solid, trust-based customer relationship to provide personalized value tailored to the customer needs. To achieve this, companies will reference purchase history and other individual customer data to analyze and understand their sense of values, hobbies, and other preferences. A solid synced AI CRM base will become key player in the new ecosystem. We have to play the two categories. The category of the immediate retail, I need it right now and I cannot wait. The Amazon world, they own that category because they are world champion of convenience. We have zero loyalty to anyone. We want convenience and price, and that's all. More we don't need. And then we go to the other category, the non-immediate retail, the process of discovery, which is completely much better done in a physical world. It's about the only thing that cannot happen online, never, serendipity. Serendipity is the process of you feeling that you find something by accident. We see less people on the streets, but those who are there are going to have a much more and much higher intent. Physical location help address shoppers' desire to touch or try on any item in the store, receive hands-on education and support, or build a deeper relationship with the brand. The future of stores will not be longer entirely on sales, product margins, rotations, and supply chain logistics, but on discovery and customer's experience. What do you know about one-on-one relationship with consumers? If your consumers stay away from your shop for a month, nothing happens. And that's Amazon. They know what's going on in their homes, their interests, their taste, their friends, and so on. In other words, through personalization, offline retail has the opportunity to create an emotional connection within the context of a physical experience. Showrooms dedicated to service and experience. Stores will be less burdened by inventory and more focused on their depth of engagement. So, what can we do? There are businesses in China right over selling millions of dollars by using live streaming. They use a store as a stage where it can transfer to the experience directly from the customer and to engage them. In other words, you can enjoy that store experience at home. And you're expanding your audience. It's all about trust. People trust people. We just have to be very flexible in our thinking. And that's why the store still holds power. Retail is detail. And that means stimulating all 5 senses. Sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. Store creates memorably experience that can be replicated online. There must be a reason why Amazon and Alibaba open stores. They use a King Kong strategy. Content is king, but this is the year that retailers put Kong in their strategy. This means leveraging content, education, experiential activation to enrich the customer journey. A framework that builds brand experience that gathers insights and streamlines operations. Inline stores provide convenience, which is a place to create community, which is a place to tell, taste, touch and test the brand story. The beauty station in Berlin, for example, is an exciting test platform to get to know the Zalando beauty customers better and to produce beauty content and tutorials. The opportunity for visitors is to meaningfully interact with the brands and vice versa. From the buzz in the room, it's clearly paying off. Zalando can offer their customers a curated beauty range and interact with them through a range of services. Tutorials which take place in the beauty station are also available in the Zalando fashion store. The 20th century is seen as an era of mass production and mass consumption. While this era has brought wealth to people, it also led to many problems, including climate change and destruction of the natural ecosystems. No huge surprise. There is a mind shift, an opportunity to embed sustainability in the new processes and make right choices for a transparency, business, planet and consumer. Today, consumers require sustainable products and solutions. Therefore, you have to build sustainability as a strong USP. This goes hand in hand with investing in local social responsibility options. Nature and biodiversity tell us we have to change the order of things. We need to reconsider the relationship of business with planet, society, animals. We have to embrace an ecosystem consciousness. Companies that are not taking responsibility will be pressured. Talent, customers, public opinions, legislations, activists, shareholders. We are faced with large global challenges. How do we feed 10 billion people by 2050 in a sustainable, safe and healthy manner? How do we ensure our healthcare in the long term? Gen Z and millennials, the main buyers of the futures. They know they have to pay for this capitalism, period. The world paradigm will shift dramatically away from mass production and away from mass consumption, eliminating the overall waste and inefficiency in society. They don't want to pay for it, but they have to. It's time for a reset. We currently see some shifts happening in people's mindsets towards, for example, sustainability. People are holding brands accountable for how they deal with such trends. We are all consuming more media experiences than ever before. Companies are moving dollars out of conventional media over the digital media. And that's the driving up the cost of consumer acquisition through digital channels. Traditionally, mass advertising was used to drive people to the shop. Consumers' purchasing decisions can be influenced by ads on the internet, by word of mouth, and by comparing sites. And so that's why experience marketing and experienced retailer is so important. But brands and retailers waiving content from a supply viewpoint, but it's necessary to redesign this from a consumer viewpoint to make connection with the brand values. Changing your entire revenue model as a retailer, that's truly what experiential retail is all about. Brand's value creates market value. Define how your brand engaged with its audience from a consumer view, not from a supplier's view. Go beyond transactional messaging by embedding meaningful experiencing within context of your marketing to help customers to take action, achieve their goals. When a brand value is high, your offer can be low. The timing of the offer will be crucial, not only the price offer. In our new and digitized world, we must innovate and try new things. So failing is okay. Just try again. An important side note, when you think about a potential business model, you still have to validate it. It's not because something works for another company that will work for yours. Think customer first. Take the opposite approach. How to put a product or service on the market. Enter into a dialogue with your client. They will tell you what they want and not the other way around. When only one company can win, customers lose. Competition creates an opportunity for all the players involved. So, how does competition work in the real world and how common is it? Competition means that you're competing at the front end but collaborating in the back end. Because you will fight an enemy you can't beat. They don't care whether you make money with or not. They just change the industry. We learned that being big is no guarantee for survival. The ones that survive are the ones that are best adaptable to change. None of the retailers, except companies like Walmart, can make something like Prime by themselves. We have to do it together. Otherwise, it will all fail. Most of the retailers won't share their data. Data from one retailer, even the biggest of the country, has no value if they don't share this with other retailers. Amazon and Google know everything about us. They will eat us for breakfast if we don't work together. They know everything. They have the payment, they have the music business, they know the clothes you buy, they know what you like, they know everything. Nobody cares about the data of one retailer. Competition is great. There is nothing wrong with it. But competition without competition will be a very lonely battle and you will not be successful. Society is tipping from a central top-down society to a decentral bottom-up society. Consumers are people and people want service. They are willing to pay for premium services. Competition changed rules. It allows organizations to combine their expertise with that others to create a more complete solutions for customers. Create an open model. Use the power of the container ship and create the agility of the speedboats. Hyper-personalization is the credo. Organizations in the future have to show a dual capability by integrating two operations levels in their structure, which allow them to synchronize operating results with a greater operational recovery. As long as you're agile, that's all right, because after a while you will figure out what works. IKEA, for example, in Copenhagen, Space 10, they have a lab and they used to explore new realities, generating new perspectives and address new opportunities. This involves new behaviors and innovation by doing things differently and exploring new emerging opportunities. This structure allows also Decathlon to explore new possibilities, innovation, to tackle new markets, creating new habits and new ways of doing. My favorite retailer is Walmart. We visited last year the Intelligent Retail Lab in New York, a place where they can test and explore AI-powered products, processes and experience in the real world. So they can understand the real ways of new technology and they can radically improve how real Walmart customers shop for the things they need the most. The lab is a natural outcome of Walmart's commitment to innovation. Doing more of the same is not an option, but to create a dual organization is the path of transformation. Step 1. Create two different worlds. On the left side, the process basically consists of ticking off to-do lists. The right side is the one that requires creativity and innovation, and that is where we add value as human beings. The clash of ideas is crucial. New management imperatives can't be approached from a top-down industrial management model based on command and control. New social technologies have increased our ability to self-organize, mobilize, and collaborate across internal and external organizational boundaries. A dual organization, therefore, has on one hand the hierarchy and on the other hand the netarchy. Meld with the network, embrace personal growth, and accept the fact that you can learn to do anything. Step 2, create a diverse team. Don't throw away what's there, but milk your old model and use every penny to search the new business models. In the old business model, we were selling goods. Now we have to focus on that what consumers visit the stores needs. The communication level will be much higher. Step 3, decentralize. The question is, are we going to evolve with our clients or not? What do our customers want today? A lot of people and a lot of companies are just not willing to do it. They don't want to take the pain because you don't make yourself popular. If you do that, the only answer to it is real transformation. Dare to cut. You need different skills now. It's also about decentralizing and about trial and error. You can't beat algorithms without empathy. Local talents with local skills give a mirror to the local consumer. Service, because selling is human. These are the key strategic enablers for winning the future. Thinking outside in will be the only way forward.